Hey everybody, how's it going? Hopefully you guys had a great day today. Wanted to put out a video to you guys. I came up with this idea as I was doing my weekly grocery shopping, and I thought, when I first started living on my own, I didn't grocery shop the same way that I do nowadays, and I think that over time my grocery shopping has evolved into something that I think is a lot more efficient, a lot more sustainable, and I think a lot more healthy. So wanted to share that with you guys today. May not be a long video, we'll see. But I guess first things first, let's cover how I used to get groceries, right? So when you first move out, it's a unique experience, right? I mean, you're used to your parents always getting you food. You could be used to somebody else, maybe not your parents, maybe an older sibling, whatever the case may be, right? Somebody else is buying your food, or you're kind of taking a secondary role in helping them. You may not have been actually always planning the meals. Now, if you have, good for you. Probably continue business as usual, right? But I know for me personally, my mom did all the cooking, right? So she planned the meals, she went out to the store, she bought the food. And it was, admittedly, something that I didn't give enough credit for, because when I got out on my own, I realized how hard it is to have a balanced meal every single meal. Crazy hard, right? So when I first got out on my own, I knew I had a grocery shop, but I didn't know how per se, right? I kind of just went out and shot from the hip, right? I never really took inventory before I left. I would go to the store. I would go to the fruits and vegetables section because I thought, okay, I probably should get some fruits and vegetables. So I would buy 7 apples. I would usually buy random vegetables. I'd get 2 crowns of broccoli, some carrots, things like that, right? A lot of raw produce. And then I would get some meat, right? I would get maybe 2 packs of chicken or something like that. And then honestly, the rest of my cart was always filled with random things like snacks or, I don't know, peanut butter or whatever the case may be, right? And what I found was that I didn't really take into account the amount of effort it would take to cook all of those just regular raw produce, right? So when it came down to it and it was actually dinner time, especially if you're working, or if you're going to school, or if you're a student athlete, you may not have the energy to cook, right? So what I found was I often was paying, $100 or so per grocery trip. And when it came down to it, when it was dinner time, I thought, screw it, I don't want to cook. I'm just going to go out and eat. So not only was I wasting money, I was also wasting food, right? Because eventually that food spoils. And, if you're not buying things that are meant to last, then it'll go pretty quickly. Your vegetables will spoil, your meat will expire, and you're kind of just wasting money. So at that point, I realized okay, I'm doing it wrong. Let me try and think of another way to do it, right? So then that carried on for a while. Honestly, that was probably about a year or two worth of time wasted and money wasted. I did my best, but always room for improvement, right? So I hit the next stage of my life, which was probably about a year and a half ago or so. I bought a lot of frozen foods. So my thought process was, okay, well, if I'm not going to be cooking the food, I might as well get something that's going to last longer, right? So I had a lot of pre-packaged salmon fillets, right? And I went to this, it's like a grocery store for restaurants where you can buy stuff in bulk. It's like Costco, but you don't have to have a membership, which is good, right? If you're trying to save money, probably the last thing you want to do is have a subscription, right? Or a membership. So anyways, I can go there, get salmon for a ridiculously good price, and they were all prepackaged and they were frozen. So I could keep for a long time. If I didn't cook them one night, not the end of the world, right? And that was good. That didn't necessarily solve my time spent cooking and my reluctancy to actually cook, but it did solve the wastefulness, right? So I could spend, $30 on a box of prepackaged salmon and it's all frozen, and I wouldn't lose that in a week. So in that regard, it was actually a huge bump in saving, right? As far as like not letting food spoil. I didn't really get as much fresh produce anymore. I got a lot of frozen vegetables. Like I would get a lot of creamed spinach, cheddar broccoli, things like that. And my logic was, okay, well, if I'm just getting raw produce and I'm wasting it and I'm not eating the vegetables anyways, then I might as well just get frozen stuff. So that way, you know, if I don't eat it, it saves for longer, right? But if I do eat it, I mean, the amount of nutrients that I'm getting out of frozen stuff, you know, everyone says like, oh, frozen's not as good as fresh, but it's better than nothing, right? It was my logic. So I started getting a lot of frozen vegetables as well. So I hit this phase where I was getting frozen meats, frozen vegetables. So when I inevitably got lazy, I at least wasn't losing the food. And that was pretty good. I think that was like a sustainable phase, which is why I kind of carried on for so long. And then I would just, whenever I'd go to the store, my shopping carts were a lot less because all I did was pick up like the occasional fresh meat or produce, and that was it. So that was good. I still found myself going out to eat a lot more because I wasn't really planning around the efficiency of the meal, and it wasn't very balanced. Like what I would often end up doing is just having a protein dense meal with no vegetables, or I would just like have a bowl of ramen. And honestly, I survive a lot on ramen. I would just have a bowl of ramen and like a frozen pack of cream spinach or something like that, right? So then we kind of go to the final stage, which is where I'm at now, and where I'll probably spend a bulk of the video, is now with me and my significant other, we will plan out the week's worth of dinners and buy accordingly. Now, this requires a lot of planning up front, which can be hard, which I'm going to cover for you guys on how we plan. But it's very efficient. You don't waste any food. You know exactly what you're cooking. And then on top of that, you can balance it pretty well too. And ever since doing that, I've noticed a huge quality, not just in like how satisfied I am with the meals that I eat, but on top of that, it's good volume for a relatively cheap price. Right now, between the two of us, we can eat for the whole week, lunches and dinners, and again, over two people, for anywhere between $85 and $100, depending on the types of meat that we get. But we could probably get that down a little bit cheaper we'll cover it in a bit, but we could probably get a little bit cheaper. So essentially, you're getting, 10 meals per day per person, right? Because it's lunch and dinner, 5 days in a week, 10. So you now have 10 meals per person, so you get 20 meals for roughly about $100. It's pretty good price, right? Paying about like, what is it, $5 a meal? Not bad. And you're getting very well balanced. So now you're going to say, hey, how do I do that, man? That sounds fantastic. Well, let me show you. Here we are. Alrighty. So I really think about it in these categories, right? So, and kudos to my significant other. Without her, I would not have been doing this. So, you know, credit where credit is due. But let's do this. So I'm only going to show you this planning as it pertains to like a solo individual. Feel free to scale this to joint, like a joint living situation, right? So for me, I plan it out by Monday lunch, Monday dinner, and then I just continue that trend, right? So do that for all of these. I know what my meals for Monday lunch and Monday dinner are going to be, and then so on and so forth. But if you have one more person in the household, then I like to just group dinners and then do lunches separate. So like, let's say for my specific situation, my significant other just likes a salad for lunch, right? So we will plan out the salad supplies to make her like a full week's worth of salads. But, you know, for this example, let's just do solo, right? So I usually like to think of a protein, a carb, and a veggie. Now, the proteins are pretty straightforward. I tend to stick with either beefs or chickens. with the occasional turkey. Carbs, very easy as well. I really only stick with white rice, and it's called somen. It's like a Japanese dipping noodle. But those I find go with most meals, or they can be seasoned as such to go with any meal. So I would recommend picking those up. That's pretty much the only carb that we really rely on, unless one of the foods that we get has like breading, in which case we may consider that one our carb. And then veggies are very straightforward as well. This one people tend to be a little bit picky on. Some people can only eat certain vegetables. If I had to pick my favorites, I would say mixed green salads, broccoli are probably like my go-tos. Spinach, but that tends to be included in the mixed greens. So anyways, I'll show you kind of how I would plan things. Now, I shop at Trader Joe's. Insert however you shop, wherever you shop, and just kind of like follow along, right? So for my lunches, my typical schedule is I work in office 3 days a week and I work from home 2 days a week. So I know for this meal right here, we'll bold that one. For this meal right here, we'll bold that, we'll bold this one. So I know for those ones, I'm going into an office. I don't have any cooking supplies. I don't have anything. So whatever meal I bring in that day has to be pretty much like microwave only, and then that's it, right? So for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, a typical thing that I will do is I will say, okay, I'm going to do I'll do turkey bowls, right? So I know for me, I can make turkey bowls and that will last pretty much honestly through Thursday, maybe even Friday. But my turkey bowls consist of 1 pound of turkey, ground turkey. Let's do that. But you can always swap this for like chicken or ground beef or whatever the case may be. If you get ground beef, I would say really for all these meats, I tend to aim for like at least 90% lean or higher. With ground turkeys, it's a little bit easier to get to those numbers, but for chickens and beefs, you might have to pay a little bit of a premium for that. This is by far the most expensive item. So let's see here. Let's see what ground turkey runs you. Ground chicken is $3.99. If you go beef, it's $7.49. Okay, so they don't have turkey, so let's go chicken. So we'll do the ground chicken. It's at $3.99 a pound. So let's let's do $3.99 a pound. I'll do 1 can of black beans. So we'll do 1 can. That's like 99 cents at most stores. I'll do minced broccoli. So you could probably get, let's check. I think from the freezer, you can actually get from Trader Joe's a frozen bag of broccoli. And I just flash boil. So flash boiling, all you do is bring a pot of water to a boil. Toss in the broccoli. I would do about a minute to a minute 30. Immediately take it out and rinse it with cold water and strain. And then you're good to go. That's it. Let's see. Okay, so I'm not able to see it online, but I can tell you that the price for that bag is, I think it's about $2.99. But let's just say $3.99 because I'm not sure. I think that's how you spell broccoli. 1 bag. We'll do $3.99. I think that's what I said. So what else will I do? Black beans, broccoli, minced. Oh, rice. So rice, I'll usually make this with about 2 cups of rice, which, let's see here. Let me see what rice bowl. Let's see. This is the rice I typically get. Let me do this. You can buy this on Amazon. pretty, do a little snippy snip tool. There we go. Boom. There you go. This is the rice that I tend to get. Kokuho Rose rice. Right now on Amazon, you can get a 15-pound bag for $26. And that 15-pound bag will last you pretty long, right? That's a pretty long time. So I would recommend just get a bag and just have that on tap. I have a rice dispenser, honestly. And if you don't have one already, I would say get a rice cooker. That's the other like key thing. I think most fitness influencers will tell you like get a rice cooker for meal prep, but it's in general just good to have a rice cooker, right? So then I'll just do 2 cups of rice, and this is usually enough. I don't know. Let's say it breaks down to like 75 cents. Let's just say $1. So right now I'm eating for 3 to 4 lunches for $10. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So our protein for this is turkey. Our carb is rice. Our veggies are broccoli. Probably put beans over here. I mean, technically I think it's a legume, right? But anyways, so broccoli so our beans will fit in there. I can do it for those days, right? So for Monday night dinner, what will I do? Monday nights tend to be a little bit stressful, just because like it's like the first day of the work week. My work day could be hectic. It could be nice. I don't know, right? So I'll try and plan for something a little bit easier on Monday. So if we're going through here, looking at some of the pre-made stuff, this pre-marinated chicken is very good. Now, if you want to save money, I would just say go out and buy some like chicken thighs and marinate them. You can just put it in the fridge and marinate overnight. You're paying a premium essentially for it to be pre-marinated and done for you. And you just have to like literally put it out on a pan and then cook it. But let's just say you do this, right? So you got pollo asado. I usually get the chicken shawarma. The chicken shawarma tends to be my favorite. So we got pollo asado, carb. Really easy to do that with rice. Let's mute the phone here. Not even editing this out. There we are. So pollo asado, rice. Let's just say we do a salad. I will usually pick up a box of salad at Safeway. Boxes of salads are, I believe, $4.99. So that box of salad will last about a week between the two of us. So with one person, it could last longer. You can get half the size, or you can just eat more salad. It's up to you. But that's covered, right? Like I know rice, I don't have to think about, right? I got rice on deck, right? It's really just the pollo asado and the salad box that I need to get, which we covered the box of salads, $5 for the whole week. So let's actually start making a grocery list here. So we got a box of salad. We need a can of beans. How are we doing on time here? We're doing okay. Woo, almost 20 minutes. J-bus. We'll wrap it up. Okay, so we got black beans, 99 cents. $3.99. Our pollo asado is going to be, you usually get these right around a pound. So let's just say it goes up to $9 for that. And that'll cover 1 year meals. And again, there's probably going to be enough food here to last you 2 days, but let's just assume you eat it all once, right? So that's that. That's a lot for a normal person to eat. I mean, I guess all right, let's just say you do that and you got leftovers that day. We'll do the leftovers route because I usually have leftovers. I eat a lot of food. And let's say, so that covers your Tuesday night. Wednesday night, let's see, let's get a beef in there. We haven't had a beef in a while. I won't get this one. What I'll usually get is they have a bulgogi beef, which is like really good. It's $12.99 a pound, and usually you can get upwards of 1.7 pounds. So I think the last time I bought it was like $22. So let's do the gogi. 20. Let's just say it's $23. And that, what I'll do is I'll make a bulgogi fried rice. So what I'll do is I'll finely cut the bulgogi. I'll mix in a bag of peas. And then I can usually get those bag of peas for like $2.99. And that's like organic peas or whatever. So that's $2.99. I got that. Guess what carb I use? Rice. Exactly. Veggie, peas. And then we can always mix in a salad, but we'll count peas for now. And I'm telling you, this, I made it this week. I made it Monday night for dinner. I had it for lunch Tuesday. I had it for dinner Tuesday. And I had it for lunch Wednesday. I had 4 meals off that. It was crazy. It was just 2 cups of rice. So that covers me for this, and honestly, let's just say this, right? Easy. It's super easy for me to be able to do that, right? Or actually, let's do this. Because what I do is we will go out to dinner on Friday, but that's like a us thing. You don't have to do that. Honestly, if you make the bulgogi fried rice with like the bulgogi, 2 cups of rice, a bag of peas, you'll have enough to cover the rest of the week. So what is this? You could get a week's worth of groceries or a week's worth of meals, 10 meals for $44. You're spending about $5 a meal. That's pretty good. And you're getting a good amount of protein content. You're getting all the carbs, you're getting vegetables as well. So that's a quick trip too. Literally just run in, get a bag of peas, the bulgogi beef, 1 pound of ground turkey, a can of beans, box of salad, and pollo asado, and then you're done. Literally, that's all you have to do. It's crazy. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. This is how like we grocery shop now. Again, that's how we form the idea, is like, how are our days going to look? What do we want to be doing during those days? Like, what are our activities? Do we have plans? Are we going to have time? And then depending on the time, we'll get something that's a little bit more labor intensive versus not. Something that we also like to do a lot of is Trader Joe's has actually a pretty solid frozen food selection. So they got like broccoli beef. They got orange chicken. They're very good, very filling, and pretty cheap too. If we can find it, I'll put the price. But I mean, honestly, I get it so much that I know the price. It's broccoli beef is $5.99 per bag, and that'll feed both me and my significant other one dinner, and then you just do like a cup of rice again with the rice, right? Let me just give you an instance of when I actually do the salmon. When I do salad, when I do salmon, I will usually do salmon, salmon, and salad, the 3 S's. And the salmon's super easy. Let me let's see here. Let's do this again. Man, that's these news articles, man. Let's see if you can get it on Amazon. Oh, yeah, you can, baby. I'm looking for the specific one I get. Because I can really speak to that one because I know the flavor of it. I mean, it's just noodles, but this is a good brand. Let's see. I'm trying to look for a Prime one as well for you guys so you can see. Yeah, you know what? This is good enough. Again, we'll go with our trusty snip tool. I am too lazy to edit out if you guys see an address. So we try not to do that. There you go. Bam. There you go. JFC dried somen noodles. Zit. I don't understand that price, how that works out to $166 an ounce, but all right. Well, you know, it's 3 pounds. Honestly, you get one of these bundles and it's enough to feed you. All you do is you put it in a pot of boiling water, let it boil for about 2.5 minutes, strain, and then you dip it in this like sauce. It's like a little soup base. And what I'll do is I'll just include links for anything that I looked up on the side. That way you guys have some way to, bam, right there, soup noodle base. So what you do is you squirt a little bit of this in a bottle or in like a little bowl, and then you add some water to water it down because it's concentrated. And then you have your dipping sauce for your somen. That's literally it. That plus dipping sauce. Super easy, right? So most meals we're cooking in under 15 minutes, like 10 to 15 minutes is the usual cook time for a meal, not including like putting rice in and then just like setting it and walking away, right? So anyways, yeah, this is how we grocery shop. It's a lot more efficient than I've had previously. My old iterations were not good at all and wasted a lot of money. And hopefully this helps you, 1, not waste a whole lot of money, 2, have some good diet. I don't know if you guys have any New Year's resolutions out there to lose weight, but I'm sure this could definitely help out. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Happy to answer them. Put them down in the comment section. And yeah, without anything else to say, hope you guys have a wonderful night.